God. Ask God.
Hey Scott, my name is Filippo and I'm from Italy. I want to thank you, first of all, for all the help and useful infos and advices that you give us. And I couldn't imagine starting with a private label without your podcast. I have found a product which has a few listings which are very similar to each other. Most of them are well done, and I believe that the only way to enter this market is by differentiating myself by using another material which no one else is using, and by entering the market directly with a bundle with the other 5 accessories, which would be something like a starter kit, and no one else is selling a bundle for this main product. The problem with the bundle is that my price would be double or more than competitors for every possible main keyword, and I fear this would prevent me to reach the first pages. Do you think I should start small with just the main product in a different material, or give more value and uniqueness from the beginning with the bundle? Thank you very much again, and I hope in an answer. Bye.
Hey, Philippe, thank you so much for the question all the way from Italy. That is awesome. So thank you so much. And I'm a big fan of Italy. I would love to visit one day and have some authentic Italian food. That would be amazing. I'm a big Italian food lover. Recently, I've been staying away from the pasta and the chicken parms because, trying to stay in shape and stuff. But definitely on a cheat day, I would definitely be going for that chicken parm. Maybe a little pasta. That'd be really good. Okay, now that I'm really hungry, let's go ahead and let's kind of address your question here. And what you're basically asking, I believe, is you want to differentiate yourself with bundling because there's 2 products that you think go really well together. And if you put those 2 together, then you'll stand out, and not a lot of people are really doing that right now. But the fear is now you're going to be priced more. So people that are searching for one or the other, you're going to be more expensive even though you're bundled. I get it. I understand that. So here's my thought. Number one, if you're going to bundle something, you probably should just list them individually too. Now, when you do that though, it's going to add a little bit more complexity to it, meaning you would have to source 3 different products in a sense, because you're going to have individual ones. So that's, one of each. So now you have another SKU, right? So you have 2 SKUs now. And then if you bundle it, that's got to be in one package. So then technically you have 3 SKUs. All right. So there's advantages to that as well. But then this way here, you can still compete on the singles, but you now have the bundle, which then people would buy because if they look at the 2 individual. And you would price it that way too. You would price it where yours, let's say it's $9.95 for the one, $9.95 for the other. I'm sorry, let's do $14.95 for each, and then your bundle is $19.95. So it makes it's a no-brainer to do that. The other cool thing about doing that is if you have people coming in searching for the one item, you're going to show up. You almost use those lower price point products as your lead-in offer. And if you bring people in there and then they're exposed to the bundle, it's a no-brainer. They're going to look at it and go, well, that makes so much sense. I need both of them and I would buy both of them, but I'm going to individually buy one for more. If I spend an extra $5, I get both. No-brainer, right? But like you said, if you go at this thing with just putting the bundle together first, you can try it, but it might be harder to get things going. The other cool thing about this, though, I keep going back to the things that's, the positive things here, is now you also get to have more search terms and keywords around your listings because you have 2 different types of products. So I guess what I'm saying is you got to look at the competition that's there right now for the singles. Can you compete with the singles even though you might not be really super different? Or can you do something to each of those products to make them a little bit unique by not going out and doing new molds and all of that stuff? Are there things you can do there? And is it too competitive to go singly with each of those products? And could you even compete there if you wanted to? So I know I'm throwing a lot of questions at you, but these are things that you need to think about. And there's things that I can't really decide unless I had this stuff in front of me with the numbers, the depth, the demand, and the history, and all of that stuff that I've talked about before, which is in episode 189. So if you guys want to know more about like depth, demand, and stuff, and how I kind of look at the history, that's episode 189. You definitely want to check that out because that'll give you some insight as far as how to kind of reverse engineer those numbers and see what it's done in the past and the depth and all of that stuff. But I think you're on the right track. Now, let me ask you this. Again, I'm asking you, you're not going to be able to give me the answer, but you can ask yourself this question because this is what I'd be asking you if we were having that cup of coffee is if you were to take your bundle and let's say you put the two together, are you still able to make that a really attractive offer? So meaning if they were to buy one product of each, let's say it is $15 each, and you're going to come in and do a bundle for $22.95, and you're still going to make a good margin on that, that's a no-brainer too, because then you can come into the market a little bit higher because now when people are searching for that single item, you're going to be displayed hopefully on page one if you do a lot of promotion for it, if you do a lot of sponsored product ads and stuff like that. Think about this now. If you have that bundle and let's say it's selling for $22.95 and your competitors are selling theirs for $15 or maybe even $19.97, that would be great if they were because now you would come in at $22.95 for two of them. If you started running sponsored product ads to each of those products, so when someone's searching for the single thing, they're going to see your bundle for just $22.95 or even $24.95 and theirs is $19.95. Again, you're showing up to the right people. And, we talk a lot about that, about messaging or finding the right message for your audience or the right target. And by you going after the garlic press, but actually people that search for the garlic press also search for the garlic bag. And now when they search for the garlic press, they see that bundle in front of them and it's really a great deal because they're like, well, I buy the garlic press for $19.95. I can get the garlic press and the garlic bag, which the garlic bag normally is $12.95. I could buy those two together for $24.95 or something like that. You get what I'm saying. So those are some things to think about, to consider. Hopefully this has been helpful or anyone else out there thinking about bundling. Bundling is a great way to differentiate yourself, but you have to look at exactly what you're seeing here and making sure that you're not going to be overpricing yourself to where no one will even want it because it's too expensive. You have to make it attractive and you have to make it where it's a no-brainer. And by doing that, you really need to go over your costs and go over what you think the max is going to be. And if you can do this as a test run, that would be my first bit of advice. If you can do like 50 or 100 and then just bundle them together. My good friend Rich Kibble has done this in the past really well, where he took two popular products, merged them together, and he really did that in the beginning by having two items shipped to his house, put them in a poly bag or a box, and then shipped them in. So he did it by hand just to really validate the market and the concept that it was going to work. And then it did, and then he had the manufacturer start to package those two together. So hopefully that helped. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.